Hello all, we are here for the lesson number 41 of this VariCAD training, and this lesson is called Comprehensive Shapes. To see the options of this lesson, we need to come to the Objects menu, and we have this group, Comprehensive Shapes, and a couple of commands inside, and these are the commands we are going to see and talk about in this lesson. I want to start this lesson talking about these very two similar commands, which are the pipes and the wires. I will talk only in one of them because they are very similar on the way they work. And the basic difference between these two commands are the pipes require a definition for an outer and the inner diameter. And if we go to the wires, just the outer diameter, because this is an electrical cable and has different purpose than the pipe. So without any delay, we are going to see about the pipes. Okay, we are going to make the definition of outer diameter, inner diameter. I will leave these numbers here, and I want to make a radius for the elbows. I want to make a definition of 15, not 25. Okay, just this. So now we need, I don't have anything on the 3D space, but I will give points to build a pipe. Okay, so I have one point, it doesn't matter where, and basically if I want to accept the point to create the first pipe point, just do the enter, and you see that now we have a little star on the origin. Okay, now I will say, it doesn't matter where, but I will say 100 in this direction, do the OK, and again if I want to accept the point, just do enter, and it is built a first segment. I want to change direction now and come on this side, and I will do always the same and enter again. And you see that automatically the system creates an elbow with the radius for the axis of this elbow on the value of 15, which I have done the definition in my first dialog box. So again, changing direction again, do the OK, and I can go there again, and I could go on and on this. For sure, I did not change any angle, but I could do that. For example, let us do something around the -45, and now I could do the 100 again, and basically it was something like that. Okay, this is the basic for creating a wire or a pipe. Okay, now we have a couple of options which are under this side here, and we have one more here. Okay, I've ended this pipe and now he's asking to start a new one. Okay, I'd like to show you this first pipe. I will restart a new one considering these options here, but I want now to show you how to edit this. Basically this is one element, but it can be edited in individually like all the other solids. So if I go here to the edit solids, I can do several editions here. It depends on the element I select. So you see that when I go through this, I can make a lot of definitions. So for example, if I click on this element, do the OK, I'm asked to say, for example, change this from 100 to 120, and it will increase. Okay, I can do, for example, the diameter and say, in this case it will be the complete pipe, and for example instead of 15 I want to increase it just one, okay, for 16. It's a little bigger, and do the OK. So can be added in this way. I could edit, for example, an elbow and saying this, if this is an elbow, I could make a definition, for example, I don't want 45 degrees, I want 60 degrees, or change the radius of the elbow. Now just the angle, do the OK, and you see that the angle of these elements change. For example, if I edit this elbow here, now not the radius, not the angle, sorry, but the radius, for example, let us put 25 and do the OK. And it happened that changed the radius. So this is very easy to edit an element like this, okay? I will restart again to show you the other options and make a pipe. Again, I will leave this, no problem. As I told you before, enter to confirm this point. Now I'll make the exact enter again, something similar like the previous solid, doesn't matter really. Now, for example, to put it up, and several things happen at this point. First, I'm building this pipe, and I have, this is the basic mold that I'm doing, straight elements and elbows. I could do this elbow by start tangent endpoint, where, for example, I just need to give an angle, for example, this 30 degrees, do the OK. And now if I go, for example, in this direction, you see that he has done an elbow like this, okay? I can come, let's put a little up. For example, I can go, for example, like this. I can define, for example, this, which is a elbow and a straight element to intersect an axis. Okay, I can make this kind of definition, for example, like this elbow angle. I will put 90 degrees, and for example, I'm not sure if I have something very ready to location on axis. I'm not sure. Let's try to, for example, no, not this one. For example, okay, and what happened, it was I give a point in this segment here, and with intersection of this guy here, of this element here. So basically it shows, if you see, it finds this extension here. For example, we can give an endpoint, and I need to come to this side because I'm doing a strange thing. Okay, made a corner. I can give, for example, now an endpoint. Okay. Segment endpoint. Leave this one a little a little further because I don't have a proper point now. For example, I can change now the elbow radius at this moment and say, let's give a bigger one, 30, and now if I move, let's give a dynamic like this and do the enter, and now the elbow radius changed. I can increase the diameter now also and say, for example, 20, and you see that the complete pipe changed. I can do, for example, the closed path now, and we'll create a closed loop, for example, and closed, okay, like this. Just these two options that are missing, this one and this one. Let's create a new one. For example, let us leave this here, put it here, do the OK, do the enter, and now if I go here, intersection of axes, it can be, for example, this one, and the intersection is on that point, do the OK, and it will turn to this guy here. For example, I can use also this endpoint and choose the point I want and do the closed path now. Okay, it will close. So these are the options we have here. I think they are quite easy and they allow you to do a lot of things. Okay. Besides these options, we have a couple of more, and for that I will make, it can be this cube, and I will make another pipe to show you what can we do. Let us go to the original values and elbow 15 also. Okay, this inside cannot be, so I don't want this inside. Little, okay, so do the OK now. This direction can be done. Very good. So now, when I'm inserting points, you saw these options here. But if I click on the inner part of the axis with my right mouse button, I have two additional options, which are the around corner. And the around corner allow me to select this plan and this plan. And you see in this case it is wrong because the direction is not very well, not good, it's not properly defined. So I will come back and change this to this side here, and now I will try again to make a definition around corner, this and this, and you see that when I choose the two plans, it found the point to turn around the corner of the solid. Again, okay, and do it again on the other corner. So around corner, this and this, and again, and let us do one more. Right mouse button, around corner, this and this, and again. So do the OK. So basically it's a very nice option to deal with. But I have another one to use, and this is, for example, to make what we can call a parallel tube or wire to this one that already we have inside our model. So For example, I can use this, I can go out, doesn't matter exactly where, and now I can click again with my right mouse button and say around other elbow, and basically I can give my rotation surface and rotation surface and do the OK, and again rotation surface and do the OK, and the same way this one and this one and do the OK, and we'll try to make this corner also this and this, and now do the OK. So this is very easy to make pipes or cables, because sometimes when we are making 3D assemblies for compressed air or oil or something, we need to have these done in parallel way. So this is a very nice and very easy way to work with these topics. Okay, so these are the options for the pipes and the wires. So, but we want to see some more commands in this lesson. So I will leave now and delete these pipes and want to show you the next one, which is the shells. And the shells basically makes a thin solid, a thin thickness solid. So I will not, this is a very ugly solid, so it's better to make a new one also. So I will make a much nicer solid. So something that you already seen previously, and maybe I will use something from the 2D. Okay. So now I will make an extrusion of this, can be this, okay, no problem, and I will select the middle point, and here we are. Okay, so now I have this. I've done a mistake. I would like to add some draft on this. So basically I will come back, I want a draft, and just say to the other direction. So okay, I want to say -3, for example, like this. Perfect. So now I have one basic solid. I want to add some fillet on the bottom. A small one, this is too big, so I will say, for example, 5. And basically, now I want to use the command shells to make a thin solid. Okay, so I'll go to the shells. This is very easy. So I can do this several ways, but the most easy one is to say, because we are making an offset, so I want to say select all except detected. So I want to select everything except this one. Okay, and you see everything was selected with just one click. Okay, so do the OK, and now what happened is that the program allows me to reply with the thickness I want and if the selected surfaces are outer surface or not. Yes, they are the outer, it can be the inner or not, and I want to say remove the original part, and the result is this. Okay, so basically if they were not the outer, this was done inside, and if I said do not remove the original part, I have this solid and the original one, which in fact I did not want. Okay, this is the kind of operation we can do with this shell command. This is very nice, and we've seen a couple of examples that it's possible to do with this kind of figure. Now I could work and change the shape of this, but this is the purpose of the shell. Besides this command, I want to show you also, I will make again a basic solid to make the last commands I want to show you in this lesson. So now I want to show you these three commands here. The first one is the threaded hole, and the threaded hole needs a solid to have the hole inside. So choose a solid, very easy now, just select the thread, you have a list, okay, you can select whatever you want and just choose on the list. I'm doing M10, okay, it is selected. I don't think it's very important to see all these options here. Okay, I will select a metric one. Basically, okay, it is chosen. The parameters are here. I can give this depth of the thread, the depth of the complete hole, and the depth of the thread, and this parameter is the outer tool access that we've already seen previously. It is for the mathematical calculation of the solid, because in the end we are making a Boolean operation of subtract this from the basic solid. We have a couple of options also, the chamfer, and if we turn on these options we get more values to insert. Okay, basically a recess, a run out, a tapered bottom, whatever you want. Okay, I will leave all these, just tapered bottom. I will choose a different color, for example a green, and do the OK. And now I will insert. You see the axis is the 0 is in this position on the plane, on the face of this solid, and we have 3 millimeters out. Okay, if I do the OK and escape, you see that the solid is threaded. Very easy. So for example, if we make a projection to the 2D side, which is something that we are going to see a little up front. For example, let's make a couple of projections. It doesn't matter the options. I have this on a different perspective. Insert. This is not on the proper position, so I cannot show you. But basically the idea was to have a proper definition of the thread. Okay, I will show you on the next lesson. We have some options also regarding threaded cylinder and a tool to make a thread. So the first is the threaded cylinder, or to create a screw, as you can call it, and it's very similar to this one. We can choose a thread also, okay, from a metric or not. and choose whatever you want. And we can have these parameters, the length, the thread length, and the fillet on the top or chamfer, whatever you want, and just do the OK. And what it happens is that now we can create this, and this is a solid. If you have, for example, a cylinder, okay, whatever you want, it will not be perfect, but just to show you that if we have something like this is not properly correct. If you add one to the other, then you have one solid, one element with a threaded tip. Okay, this is the possibility we have. And for example, and to end, we have another option, which is the outer thread cutting tool. Basically, it will create also a Boolean operation, and I need to say I have a cylinder. It can be this one. I can give some I can choose some threads, but it will look for what we choose and say, okay, I have this thread here. I can leave the color. I do the OK, and what it happens is I will make this a little like this, for example. Basically, what it does is to create a Boolean operation where this solid subtracts to the original one like a tool, and it creates something like this. Okay, we will see in one of the next lessons that the good thing of these operations, even that we saw this in this code, it does not seem a thread, but if we make the projection for the 2D side, this is recognized as a thread, and on the drawings will respect the rules of technical drawing for threads, and this is quite nice. Okay, so basically these are the possibilities regarding these options. So just to mention them again: pipes, wires, the shells, and these threaded holes and threaded tools to make these on outer surfaces. So I hope it was clear. I hope to see you in my next lesson of this course, and for now these topics are ended.